Hey, it's Luke. All right, being a music producer can be a whole lot of fun, but there are a few things that make it a little less exciting sometimes. Here are 5 of them. The first one is it's really tough to make decisions. Sometimes your track sounds good and then you'll boost 5K and you go back and forth and it sounds different, but it doesn't necessarily sound better. You have to pick one or the other. There are a whole lot of decisions every step of the way, and it makes it even tougher if you're indecisive like me. Number 2 is I hadn't realized how tough it would be to actually finish and release stuff. It's easy when you're starting out, but as time goes by, you have more and more hats to wear. So you're doing the recording, the comping, the editing, adding the right effects. You might be doing your mixing and mastering yourself. You become a designer to do the cover art. And you're doing the marketing and the social media. And each one of these has a bunch of details and things that need to be done. So from the time you start a track to the time you're sending it out to music libraries, record pools, streaming services, it can take a while and be overwhelming sometimes. And let's face it, it doesn't help that we're scared to release stuff. So it does take a while sometimes to get our tracks done and out there in the world. Number 3 is there's so much to learn and it never stops. That can be sort of fun. If you're like me, I love learning new things, but over time, you just never feel like you're done. You're learning about compression, delay, sound design. You're learning about every little knob on whatever plugin you're using to figure out how to do things differently, how to fix stuff that came up when you're listening to your mix later. And as you get better, there's more and more to learn. So it never really ends. You're always going to be learning something new. Number 4 is having to deal with installing plugins and updates is really time consuming. This is easier as well when you're starting out where you only have a few plugins, but over time it gets tougher to manage everything and keep everything updated. One of the reasons is that developers, they all do it differently. Some of them will have a built-in installer, and some of them will tell you when there's an update and you can just click update. Others won't even tell you there's been an update, so you basically have to either research it or just reinstall it and hope it was updated, or if somebody told you, oh yeah, there was an update for that one, okay, I'll go get the new one. And then other ones, you'll have to go onto their website and download each plugin individually, which can be time consuming if you're going, unzipping it, installing it. All of that can take quite a while when you've got hundreds or in some cases thousands of plugins. And when DAWs do updates, sometimes it'll break some plugins. So you're dealing with a whole other mess where some of your tracks won't open correctly and whatever until the DAW does a new update or the plugin gets an update. But even worse than those is when Mac OS or Windows updates, and let's be honest, it's usually the Macs. When they do updates to the OS, it can cause plugins to stop working or drivers to stop working, and everything can be a mess and really, really time consuming. And number 5 is the business side of things. Boring. Boring. It's just boring. You like to be making music, but then all of a sudden you're sitting there working on agreements, split sheets, tagging, making alternative versions of your track, registering tracks with your PRO. Whatever it is, it's not the most exciting part of making music. But even with all of those, I wouldn't want to do anything else. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.